Okay. Welcome again. We are talking on our team hang tonight about follow-up. And this is something that is super crucial for our business. It is something that is kind of just the bread and butter, the fruits and veggies, whatever you want to call it. But this is something that is going to transform your business. And it's probably the most underutilized component of our business because it takes that diligence, it takes that grit, it takes that consistency to see the treasure sometimes, to see the payoff from it. But follow-up is so important. It's not just important, but it's necessary for success, really. And for those of you who are thinking, oh, follow-up, I don't know, it feels kind of pushy, it feels kind of icky, like they'll just come to me. Like, no, they are busy. They have things going on. This is not the number one thing on their mind. It is professional to follow up with them. It is professional to go to people and give them the opportunity to say yes in a timely manner. And if you truly believe that this can help them for whatever reason, if this product or this business, then it's up to us to be professional, to do that follow-up, to care enough to pursue people. Just like, if you're a believer, we feel like we are pursued, right? And so we want to pursue our people. We want to make them feel known and cared for and serve them in the best way that we can. And so tonight we're going to dig in deep to a few different types of follow-up. But first I wanted to share just a few stories of some follow-up that has paid off for me. So this month we have 12 new orders in January, and I'm hopefully excited to wrap up a few more before the end of the week, before Friday. And the reason I have 12 new orders is because I created a list at the end of 2019 of all the conversations I had throughout the whole year. And I went back through them and I offered each person to join our Shred Lifestyle program or to start Juice Plus as a simple way to jumpstart their health goals for the new year. And some of them I only had to message once and they were like, oh yeah, I'm totally in. I'm finally ready. Or some of them I had to message 2 or 3 times to get them to the place where they were ready to join us to purchase. And then some I'm still following up with 30 days later. So it's not a cut and dry, just do one thing and it works for every person. Everyone's on their own journey. Everyone's on their own timeline. Another example, one of my new teammates last year, she started last January as a customer. She told me no the December before when I had reached out to her about the shred that year. But I had her on my list. I kept her on my list. I reached out to her again a year later, and she was ready. She had a pain point. She was having lots of pain and inflammation, and she was ready to say yes. And she did the shred, and she became a team member. Recently, I've had people who I've sent a video to or I've sent information to that I haven't heard, and I haven't heard back. So I follow up a few times without them responding. Maybe it's the 3rd or 4th time that I get back to them, and so many times they'll finally respond and say, I'm so sorry. I totally ghosted you, or I'm so sorry. I'm such a bad friend, or they'll say something and they'll say, give me several reasons why they haven't gotten back to me. There's a whole plethora of things that can happen in people's lives that push our conversation down to the bottom of their list. Or I get a thank you. Thank you so much for thinking of me. Thank you for reaching out. I need this so badly. Like, I had a crazy holiday season. I'm so ready for something. Thank you. And that is so rewarding, right? To get someone to say thank you for thinking of them. And ultimately, we get no's, and that's part of it as the follow-up, right? You're going to get no's, and this is okay. It is normal. Don't feel bad. Don't let it sideline you from having more conversations, because no is a natural part of the process. I've had multiple people say no for multiple years, guys, and eventually they see enough posts of mine, we have enough conversations, or something just clicks for them. Usually it's a pain point. Something happens in their life and it triggers that they need to make a change. And they reach out to me in order. And this is like the icing on the cake. It like takes everything and makes it so worth it. And so if you're struggling just getting those no's, just know that the more people you talk to, you're going to get more no's, but you're also going to get more yeses. And you're going to have people that it wasn't, maybe they didn't understand, they didn't get it, or it wasn't like feasible or on their radar at that point in time, where years later they're going to be ready if you are consistent, you stay their friend, you keep adding value like we talked about last week or 2 weeks ago, and just keep following up. So those are just some stories to inspire you and encourage you to utilize the things that Casey is about to jump on and share for us.
All right. Thanks, Michelle. I'm super excited, you guys, to share with you. You know, Michelle and I are working really hard to put together a blueprint system so that you guys have a system in place that you can share along down the line with your team. And so I want to share first one thing, and it really is about mindset when it comes to your follow-up. And I want you to write this down. I want you to write down, my time is invaluable, and it is a hot commodity to others. And here's why that's really important. Because your time is extremely invaluable, and I want every single response that you go to be postured, that you don't need, being postured means that you are just truly focused on the follow-up and being professional and not focused on the outcome. You are there to serve them, but also to respect your own time. So I'm going to start with the first follow-up, and I'm going to screen share with you. And then we're also on Abundant Life Gang, we have this saved in our units tab, and Michelle is going to have this uploaded into Team Plant Strong as well. So let me share my notes with you so you guys can follow along. All right, let me move this down. Okay, so the first is immediate follow-up. And this is the follow-up that they say that they're going to watch a video, you've confirmed a time that you're following up with them, and you're coming back to them, and you ask them a question of like, hey, did you watch the presentation? Get their response, right? Yes or no. If they said no, again, posture. I'll encourage you to go back to them and say something along the lines of, and you can take this verbatim, it's really what I suggest. Cool, no problem. I have some people that did. I hope you don't mind, but I have to prioritize my time and get back with them. Hope you don't mind, just remind them, hope you don't mind. I'm pretty busy this week, but can I get back to you sometime next? And insert a day that's convenient to you. Maybe it's a day or two of a specific time frame. And I'll share with you a success story about this, so please know that it works. If in that follow-up time they still say no, then you can still respond with, cool, no problem, thanks for your time, but I have some people that loved it, so I've got to get back to them. I hope you have an amazing day, right? So you're not wasting your time, you're not focused on the results, you're focused on being professional and following up and doing our due diligence. Now, when they say yes, or maybe they just give you a thumbs up, you guys ever like ask people if they watch something, they just give you a thumbs up and you're like, what do I do? Thumbs up is yes, okay? So respond with cool. The key question is this: what did you like best? You could say, what did you like best about the video?
You're cutting out, Casey.
Like best. I want you to use it. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hold on.
You were cutting out.
Hold on.
We kind of lost you at the yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay.
Now you're frozen.
Can
you call in?
When you are in, yes.
You want me to send it to you?
Yes.
Sorry, guys. Casey is working from the road. Take some screenshots, though, if you want. I just sent you the phone number. While she's getting on, I like the immediate follow-up. When they say no, it's kind of like just takes the pressure off. And sometimes I think whenever we act like we're not needing them, people are more likely to respect our time. Are you with us on your phone, Casey? Oh, I see your phone. Let me see. I can unmute you. There you go.
Yay! Okay, I am going to turn the sound off on my laptop. There we go. Okay, so I can't tell if anybody's saying anything, but I'm here. Can we hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so let's head back to it. You guys can still see my screen. That's all that matters.
Yes.
Okay, so when you ask them, cool, what did you like best? They're going to come back with some questions always, or some type of response. If they ask you about specific things, that all the things that we have video tools. And so if they ask you about the compensation plan, send them to the Freedom Revolution. If they ask you about specific things, I encourage you to use the tools that we have of videos, because those are what duplicates. If you take the time to respond to them with a big, long response, one, people don't have a lot of time on their hands to take a long time to respond, and two, your teammates down the line may not have that capability, and so you want to do what you want to teach. And so using the tools that we have the Healthy Living Revolution, we have the Freedom Revolution, and if you're not sure what tool to use, check in your Voxer upline and ask for more help, okay? Now, if they say, they respond and they say, well, I have questions and concerns. Again, posture, cool, no problem. What did you like best, right? We want to just revert back. I want to hear what you like best about the video. If they say they hated it, I love this. This is so wonderful. You're going to stay strong and you're going to stay confident and you're going to respond with, oh my, wow, I apologize. Normally everyone loves it. I'm curious. There had to be a reason. Why did you agree to watch it? What were you hoping to see? So again, they agreed to watch it. They said yes. And they obviously were missing something that they were looking for. And they're going to come back saying, well, I was hoping I could find something that I could do part-time, or that I could make a side income with, or that could improve inflammation. And of course, again, responding with posture, well, you may have missed it in that video, or you might even say like, oh, well, I actually, sorry, excuse me. We actually do have videos talking about that. And most people in our team or customers in our line do this part-time, or are making extra side money, or are eating Juice Plus to lessen their inflammation. That way you've already just now responded to their concern or question. Now, if they say they love this, that, or whatever, right? One thing that I want to encourage you to do is to really lean into what they love and to not bring up or mention a bunch of extra things that they didn't mention. Maybe you like it and you feel like it'd be a good fit, but you don't want to take away with what they've shared. Don't bring anything else up. It takes away from their excitement and their experience. So they may respond with, you've got a good conversation going, and you say like, oh, and did you know that about the family health study? You didn't talk about the family health study. And they're like, oh no, I'll go watch the video again, or oh no, and it just prolongs the conversation. Focus on what they're excited about, because more than likely, when you get to the point of just confirming their confirmation, and when they say that they love that, you can ask them to expand, right? Why is that important to you? Why do you like that? What does that mean to you? Let them talk, right? Let them tell their story. And then you can respond very simply, wow, after all you've said, it sounds to me like you're ready to join. And you don't say another word. You don't put a question mark. It is a period. It is a statement, right? So you're going to use a period. And even if it's on the phone, I really encourage you to not say another word. I know that's hard because we like to talk, but don't say another word. And so then, right then and there, you're either going to take their info and get started, right? Or if they say they're not ready, say, oh, well, typically when people say exactly what you said, they joined, and see what they say then. If they still say no, right, then you can kind of move on and say, you know what, we can circle back. It sounds like this is a bad timing. If they don't say anything, you can say, well, what questions do you have? Then you can come back around and ask them if they have any questions or concerns, okay? Now, I love this because I am going to share with you this 4-day follow-up. That was your follow-up that is immediate. You've set up a time. Can you wait to call him back in like 10 minutes? You can use the immediate follow-up, right? Or a lot of times you're going to end up using a 4-day follow-up. I got to use both on one conversation I'm going to share a story about. So the 4-day follow-up is this. It's perfect for people that you've communicated with at one time, but they haven't responded to you in 4 days or more, okay? And it's something as simple as, hey, I just wanted to apologize. I've been so busy and I haven't had a chance to touch base. How are you? You don't want to go straight into, did you watch that video? Or are you ready to get started? Or what did you decide? You want to be intentional. You want to be professional. You want to ask how they're doing, so you want to connect first. If they respond with sharing like, oh, I'm doing great, blah, 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 that's when you can go back and say, I'm so glad to hear that. Sorry we've not been in touch. I know previously you were going to do X. Then you can go back in. And of course, make good judgment, guys, because people are human. They have life going on. And if they shared like their dog just died or they're going through something, now is simply not the time. You need to just move on, respect their space, and leave it at that. And you can come back with a 30-day follow-up, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a second. But I do want to share this story with you because it just shows that our system truly does work when you do it consistently. Michelle and I have trained on the warm market outreach a couple weeks ago, and I used that to ask someone to watch a video if they're open and to watch a video. She said, sure. I followed up with her the day that I said I would. I said, hey, Mama, hope you had an amazing evening. What did you like best about the video? She gave me a thumbs up. I said, cool. What did you like best? And she said, whoops, that was an accident. I actually didn't get to finish it yet. And then I responded, cool, no problem. I used this posture. I have some people that did, and so I hope you don't mind, but I have to prioritize my time and get back with them. I'm pretty busy this week, but I can get back to you tonight, later, or Sunday night. She said, no problem, Sunday works. So I got back with her, touched base with her, and she didn't respond. And so I used the 4-day follow-up. I said, hey, Britta, I wanted to apologize. I've been so busy and haven't had a chance to follow up with you. How was your weekend? How are you? She said, we're doing all right. We've been kind of sick. How about you? And I used the 4-day follow-up, and I connected, and I said, were you ever able to watch the whole video that I sent? She said, yes, I was able to watch it. Awesome. What did you like best about it? I don't know. It seemed like everyone liked what they were doing. It was just a video of why they signed up and joined, and I think that's really cool. And then I asked her, if she'd ever considered a side business as a purpose or passion to have an income from home. She said, I actually have considered it before. I've done Mary Kay, and I know about the Juice Plus products from the past, but I wasn't sure how much it cost initially or how much you get commissions. Right then and there, rather than pointing her to a video, I knew it was a good time to get her on the phone, guys. And I think this is really critical that sometimes, we are so fixated on following up with messages that we follow up with messages, we stop taking time to connect with people on the phone. And maybe it is a little bit of fear, but this is a great time that once someone has said like they were excited, they have questions, I responded, said, well, these are all great questions. I'd love to walk you through what you're wondering about. Would you have time later today or Monday to connect? Monday would work better because she was working. I connected with her yesterday like we had confirmed. Sure enough, she's really excited to talk to her husband. She loves the idea of getting started, all the pricing and everything. And it was just because I took the time to go through this process and it worked. So that's why I just wanted to share with you. Now I'm going to follow up with her on Thursday at our confirmed time. And the plan is to get her signed up. So, that's like a huge win, right? So that is why these follow-ups work. So the last follow-up I'm going to take you through, and I'm going to screen share one last time, is we call this the 30-day follow-up, or it is called, you'll hear me call the update deflection follow-up. and it's probably very new to most of you as it is to me, but this is for someone who you haven't heard from in 30 days. Really do this every 30 days. If you do this truly with every single person you have that you've had conversations with, you follow up with them every 30 days, and you continue that, you truly, in the next 6 months, you'll be so busy that you will have no time to do any other follow-up, and that's a great problem to have. And so it's a really simple thing, okay? You're going to send an update. So you're going to send an update. You want to remind, you're a busy person. Your time is invaluable, right? And it's a hot commodity. People are attracted to those that are up to things. So start a message with something exciting that's going on in your business. Like, hey, I just brought a new major, if you're having a business conversation, right? Of course, this makes no sense. Hey, just brought in a major business leader into our team. Or you help someone right now, like I have a couple people that have Mexican connections. So I just did this 30-day follow-up with my Mexico connection. Said, hey, we're launching in Mexico in 2020. I'm so excited. So connecting with it. Hey, a friend of mine just started making $1,000. And obviously we don't get paid weekly, but you can say a month, or you could say weekly if they're making $4,000 a month. And remember, it doesn't have to be your team, right? You can use stories of sidelines. It doesn't have to be like within your organization. Don't get caught up with the exact details. It could be it's a friend, right? I can say that about plenty of my friends within Juice Plus. What if it's someone who you want to share the shred with, or for their lifestyle? Hey, I just helped someone with X. Share something that connects to their story. If they have MS, or they have endometriosis, or they're pregnant, you share with them what's going to connect with them. Or if they have an autoimmune, and maybe it's not the same thing, you can say something like, hey, I just helped someone with an autoimmune disease get started on their health journey. And then that's your update, right? Your update statement. And then you do a deflection message. Do you know anyone who would like to make some extra money if I showed them how to do it? Or do you know anyone who is fill in the blank, right? Who is pregnant and would love to have a healthier pregnancy, or who has an autoimmune disease and would love to experience less inflammation, right? Just speaking to their story and asking them a question. So you're giving them an update that speaks to their story, asking them a question that speaks to their story, not asking them for something for themselves. This is really important because this is not the time to sell them, guys. You don't want to throw in like that would be amazing for you, or because it really is, it's tacky and it reduces these update deflection tactics above. These are from this follow-up is from a marketing guru who's been in the network marketing field for years and has built multi-million-dollar businesses. So these do work. Now, when do you stop the 30-day follow-up, right? Because we don't want to be that person. When they reply with no thank you, meanness or rudeness, or simply being a jerk, the reality is that when this happens, you are actually disqualifying them from being your customer or from being your teammate, because it isn't a good fit for them, but it's also not a good fit for you, because we are a no drama, high vibes organization, and so you don't need that. So a quick response of, hey, no worries, this isn't a fit for you. I got to go help my new teammate or get rolling, or I got to go help my new friend with her health journey, right? Have a great day. Right? You just want to show them, like, I am still doing amazing things, and this isn't a good fit for you, but I'm going to go help someone else, right? Okay, so it's keeping that posture. And I will say, if you have someone who's super sharp, amazing energy, someone you really desire, you need to continue this follow-up every 30 days, because if it weren't for Michelle following up with me for probably 3 or 4 months, I wouldn't be here. We met in April, and I didn't get started in this business until July. So it was the follow-up with her. And so that's why I encourage you that with those high-vibing people, the people that, light you on fire, you get excited to talk about, continue to follow up with them. Those 30-day follow-ups are super important, and they will make a difference.
Awesome. Do you have a challenge for everyone? Action?
Oh, yes, I do. I forgot what my brain was supposed to say. I do have a challenge for everyone. Thank you so much for asking. I challenge everyone. So we will have, I have this note uploaded in the Abundant Life Gang. We can upload a quick one into Team Plant Strong right now. And I encourage you to go to your list right now and take 5 to 10 minutes to follow up with 5 to 10 people using this follow-up. And I'm going to take a moment, Mish, to just go ahead and copy this right into Team Plant Strong. And that is what I challenge you guys with. Do those follow-ups, these strategies, and I'd love to hear the success that you have from that.
Awesome. Does anyone have questions about it? Because I know some of the things are probably new to you, or some of the tactics. Does anyone have like clarifying questions, or, you know, play the devil's advocate or whatever? Just, you know, or you love it, or you've started using something similar? Are you guys excited to try it? I think it's good. I think, you know, it's just learning and growing, and you might have some follow-up that really works, but there's also going to be people that you need to try new things with, and there's going to be ways that you can break into different levels of people to bring into your business. And I like that all her examples were mostly around the business, because, you know, if your goal is to have a great paycheck, if your goal is to have a big impact and help a lot of people with their health, it really boils down to sharing the business more. Like every day, every week, sharing the business. If you can share the business, then you'll have the opportunity to share the product, or you can share them together. But sharing the business with more people is going to be the fastest and most effective way to share the products. And all of you that are on this call and probably watching the recording, you're great at sharing the products. You know, you've had lots of practice. Now's the time. This is the year for us to commit to sharing the business and having those conversations and doing the follow-up and really going after the next generation of leaders on our team, because that's really what's going to pay it forward for all of us and make the biggest difference. So,
and I would love to add, I would love to add that earlier someone asked me, I was doing a coaching call, and earlier someone asked me about, like, well, what if I follow up with someone and they say no to the business? Then that is a great opportunity to connect with your upline and see if there's still an opportunity to share the product, to talk more about having them as a customer. Because ultimately we know that, you know, Juice Plus should be in every home, that it would make all the difference in the world of the health of our country and of our globe. And so I really encourage that you are sharing, you know, go for the business first, because we can always go back and ask them to take care of them as their customer if Juice Plus really is something that makes sense to them. So definitely keep that in mind as well.
And on that note, we are going to peace out with the dance party.